Buckle up. We're about to take a ride through the wild world of entitled drivers. In 2023 alone, reckless driving caused over 1.3 million accidents. That's like a 500 car pileup every single day. Crazy, right? Think about it. Speeding, tailgating, weaving through traffic like it's a video game. They're symptoms of a bigger problem. Drivers who think the rules don't apply to them. This isn't just annoying, it's deadly. What makes these drivers think they're so special? It's a cocktail of ego, impatience, and a dash of good old-fashioned narcissism. These drivers often have an inflated sense of self-importance. They see themselves as the main characters of the road, while everyone else is just an extra. And their time, of course, is far more valuable than yours. They're convinced that the rules, speed limits, traffic signals, basic courtesy are for the little people, not for someone as important as them. This sense of entitlement is often fueled by a lack of consequences. They've gotten away with it before, so why not again? They've developed a dangerous habit of pushing the limits. This mindset is a recipe for disaster. Law enforcement officers see the consequences of entitled driving firsthand. They're the ones who have to deliver the bad news to families, the ones who have to scrape mangled wreckage off the asphalt.
We see the worst of it, says Sergeant Johnson, a 20-year veteran of the Highway Patrol. The accidents, the injuries, the fatalities, it's heartbreaking and it's often preventable.
These aren't just traffic tickets, explains criminal defense attorney Laura Davis. We're talking about reckless endangerment, vehicular assault, even manslaughter charges. The legal consequences can be severe.
But even the threat of jail time doesn't always deter these drivers. They often believe they're too smart, too lucky to get caught. They're gambling with other people's lives, and they don't even realize it. Or perhaps they just don't care. Sometimes it takes a wake-up call to shake these drivers out of their delusion. Take the case of Mark, a former road rager who turned his life around after a near-fatal accident.
I used to think I owned the road, Mark admits, but then I caused an accident that put a young woman in the hospital. Seeing the pain I caused, it changed everything.
Mark's story isn't unique. Many reckless drivers only realize the gravity of their actions after it's too late. They see the flashing lights in their rearview mirror, feel the cold sting of handcuffs, and suddenly, the illusion of invincibility shatters. For some, this realization is a turning point. Their stories serve as a powerful reminder. It's never too late to change your ways. Section 5. Justice served. Real-life consequences.
The legal system plays a crucial role in holding entitled drivers accountable. Take the case of a wealthy businessman who, in a fit of road rage, intentionally rammed his car into another vehicle, seriously injuring the driver.
The judge, in a landmark ruling, sentenced him to the maximum penalty, 5 years in prison. This case sent shockwaves through the legal community, signaling a shift toward tougher penalties for reckless driving.
Judges are increasingly recognizing the gravity of these offenses and handing down sentences that reflect the severity of the crime. These rulings serve as a deterrent, sending a clear message: reckless driving has serious consequences.
It's not just about paying a fine anymore. It's about facing the full weight of the law, about being held accountable for the harm caused.
The pursuit of justice, however, goes beyond punishment.
Section 6. A call for responsibility. Shifting the paradigm. We've all encountered them. The tailgaters, the speed demons, the lane weavers who treat the road like their own personal playground. They're a menace, a danger to themselves and everyone else. But here's the thing. We don't have to accept this. We can choose to be part of the solution, to foster a culture of responsibility and respect on the road.
It starts with each of us. Next time you get behind the wheel, ask yourself, what kind of driver do I want to be? Do I want to be part of the problem or part of the solution?
It's time to shift the paradigm, to move away from the me-first mentality and embrace a more collective approach to driving. Section 7. The ripple effect. Courtesy breeds smooth roads. Imagine a world where drivers actually use their turn signals. A world where tailgating was relegated to the annals of history. A world where road rage was as common as a unicorn sighting. Sounds utopian, right? But here's the thing. It's not as far-fetched as it seems.
Courtesy on the road has a ripple effect. One act of kindness can set off a chain reaction, inspiring others to follow suit. When we encounter a courteous driver, someone who lets us merge, who waves us through, who doesn't lay on the horn the nanosecond the light turns green, it has a positive impact on our own driving behavior.
We're more likely to pay it forward, to extend the same courtesy to others. By choosing to be courteous drivers, we're creating a culture of respect, one good deed at a time. Section 8. Sharing the road. A collective responsibility. The road is not our personal domain. It's a shared space, a public resource that we all rely on. And with that shared space comes a collective responsibility. A responsibility to drive safely, to obey traffic laws, to be mindful of other drivers, pedestrians, and cyclists. It's about recognizing that our actions have consequences, that our decisions behind the wheel can impact the lives of others. When we view the road as a shared space, we're more likely to drive with caution, with respect, with a sense of community. Sharing the road isn't just about following the rules. Section 9. Driving towards a safer future. The road ahead doesn't have to be a battlefield. We can choose to create a different reality, a future where reckless driving is the exception, not the norm. It starts with education, with instilling in young drivers the importance of responsibility, awareness, and respect. It continues with stricter enforcement of traffic laws, with holding reckless drivers accountable for their actions. But most importantly, it requires a fundamental shift in our attitudes. We need to reject the glorification of speed, the normalization of aggressive driving, the sense of entitlement that permeates our roads. It's time to reclaim the joy of driving, to rediscover the freedom of the open road, but to do so responsibly. Let's make a pact to drive with care. with courtesy, with a shared sense of purpose. Let's make the road a safer place, one journey at a time. The journey towards a safer future begins with each and every one of us. Let's make it a journey worth taking.